So you talked a bit about CBT. Can you tell me about what that involves?
Cognitive behaviour therapy has a formulation, if you like, a map, a framework to use. And that framework's about thinking about early experiences in people's lives, things that have happened to them that help them to form ideas about the world, themselves and others. And these ideas might be called morals, values or beliefs or assumptions. And some of those assumptions can be helpful and some of them can be not so helpful. They're a bit dysfunctional. And sometimes we develop them because they make sense to us when we're children. For example, if a child was abused when they were younger, they might learn to keep their head down, don't argue, do as you're told, don't upset people, try to please people. And that would have kept them safe maybe when they were younger. But unfortunately, as you get older, that type of behaviour, that underconfident, underassertive behaviour, isn't always that helpful. And it's about learning to be different, if you like. So it's about learning what these beliefs are that we've developed from the early experiences. So we might learn that if you upset people, they won't like you. So on a daily basis, we don't walk around thinking, oh, if you upset people, they won't like you. But what we might do is we might walk around trying to please people all the time. We might walk around not being very assertive, being quite underconfident. We might walk around keeping out of people's way if we think that they don't like us, or overcompensating and actually trying too hard to do that pleasing. Sometimes the assumptions that we develop can be, it's like wearing a pair of glasses, if you like. Let's say I think that other people are critical. I'll walk around with other people are critical glasses on, and I'll interpret the world through those glasses, because it's not actually what happens to us, it's how we interpret the world or ourselves or other people that's important. So I might walk around with my critical glasses on, and if somebody says something, I'll think, oh, they're being critical. And they might not be, it's just I've got my critical filter on. They might even be saying something quite the opposite, but because I believe that other people are critical, I'll almost turn that around and just ignore it, or I'll turn it around and I'll make it fit. Because I think that the world's critical or other people are critical, that's how I take on board information. So I may not be seeing things quite as clear as I ought to or I could do, but what happens is that because that affects the way that I think, it then affects the way that I respond, how I behave, how I feel emotionally and how I feel physically.
How often would you say that the cause of these problems is rooted in someone's childhood?
All of our beliefs are generated from childhood, but it could be that you've got a helpful belief. I've had people who felt they were very strong, very independent and very much copers, but then a critical incident's come along in their life which has almost turned that on its head. So where they thought they were really good copers, something really has come along and shook their boat really, to the point where they're just, because they're not able to live up to what they think they are, that can upset someone just as much really. It's about our beliefs really being flexible enough, and that's what CBT tries to do really. It looks at our thinking, what bias